Welcome to issue 180 of Critical Encounters, a podcast about Marvel Champions, a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. Here we take a good look at the most critical piece of the game, the encounter sets. That's not right. What about the hero cards? Anyway, we'll discuss these poorly understood characters, unfairly labeled villains. What did I sign up for? And their various plans to shape humanity and benefit the planet, as well as those so-called heroes intent on thwarting them. I'm one of your hosts, the Hatter Cop. And Steve is here.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm struggling with your intro reading, but go on. It's okay.
Hey, that makes two of us. I think Daniel's here too. Daniel?
Hey, Addercop. Welcome back to the lair that you apparently have forgotten you've been in before.
Yeah, it's been so long, and also I'm not a character this time, so it's important.
That's true.
It's important to make the distinction.
Mike did change the wallpaper too.
I was going to say I liked it.
Yeah.
And I guess Mike is here too. Mike?
No. You are on thin ice, buddy. You know, the walls have ears. We have spies deep in the MCM universe. And they have reported back. I heard what you said about those protection cards. Mm-hmm. I heard. You got some ground to make up, boy.
Oh, is it Americano that's the spy?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Because we've known it's him. He's not very good at hiding it. So with that said, I'm glad that your walls have new wallpaper and ears, I guess.
Yeah, the wallpaper of eyes. Yeah.
Of ears and eyes.
I was wondering why you're so jazzed up to put that wallpaper up, Mike. Okay. No, I get it. It's like spy paper.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's get this train back on the tracks. Daniel.
Yeah.
What's on your mind tonight?
Email.
Of course, it's always an email.
We got an email from loyal listener Denis. Now, Mike, you said that there's lots of people named Denis, and they might not all be French.
No, they might not all live in Quebec.
They might not live in Quebec. All right. So that's why you're not allowing me to use my French accent.
Please don't.
So I will read what Denis has to say to us. This is his email. Hello, villains. Thanks for the very entertaining podcast. I got into listening a few months after I got the game in 2021, but originally just listened to what PAX had. Being super entertained, I had to go back and listen to them all. So I spent the last 2 months binging through the whole catalog. Episode 100 is one of my favorites, and I'm really looking forward to episode 200. I was originally going to skip buying some expansions based on what I read, but hearing your excitement for them, I will be trying to fill my collection more. I just became a Patreon, since you guys need to keep this going for as long as possible. Happy to contribute to your villainous schemes. The next step is finally getting on Discord. Since I'm completely caught up, I don't think this question has been asked. If a monologuing card existed in a villain set, what would you make it? Which villain would you put it in?
So I read this, and before I read the next line, I'd already come up with the card in my head.
Okay.
But first, I want to give a shout out. Way to go, spelling catalog and favorite the correct way. Okay. So a monologuing card. My mind immediately went to James Bond. Like, it's going to be a card that says, when revealed, put 3, ego counters on it or something.
Well, I like that, yeah.
When the villain phase begins, remove an ego counter, then immediately end the villain phase.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good. I did one too. Not as potent as Mike's, but I kind of figured it's a setup card, a 2-sided environment card. And side A is something like when you remove the last threat from the main scheme, you put a monologue counter on it. And then when it has like 2 monologue counters per player, you flip it to its you caught me monologuing side or side B. And then threat would not be put on the main scheme during step 1 of the villain phase, and instead you remove a monologuing counter from it. And then when the last counter is removed, remove it from the game, and then you deal each player an encounter card because he's been standing there telling you what he's going to do, and he hands out all the stuff he's going to do to you. So, and of course the quote is not, "Oh no, you caught me monologuing." Syndrome. So, but
those are better than my ideas. I was just going to make it a modular set that had a side scheme called monologuing, and all it did was put 20 monologue cards into the encounter deck.
blah blah blah.
And
Blah,
that's
blah,
basically what they do. They say blah blah blah, and that's nothing. That's it. Nothing more.
Just flavor text.
I said, what kind of villains are you guys? Come on. You got to get a little bit more devious, right?
So go ahead, Attercop.
Okay. How about it's a treachery, and you reveal the next 5 cards in the encounter deck, and they're still going to be resolved in that order, and they can't be countered, their effects can't be stopped, and they all have Insight 1. Because obviously, the villain lays out his plan, and it goes off without a hitch every single time, and it can't be interfered with.
It can't be stopped.
There you go.
Okay.
You know what?
Maybe
Fair
if they
point.
all gained cannot be cancelled.
Yeah.
I do like that you see it coming because he told you what he's going to do. So here's the next set of cards. Yeah.
He lays the whole plan out, and everything goes perfectly according to plan.
Flip the encounter deck over and play it with every card face up.
Now we're talking. See, it's an environment.
Yeah.
See, now that's villainy. You guys are getting it.
Well, Denis had made a suggestion to us on his thought. So Daniel, what was that?
Well, his suggestion is a villain attachment with a -1 scheme, crisis and hazard icons with, when revealed, hinder 2 per player. Players must spend 3 strength resources to discard monologuing. Villains, he says, Zoller, Collector 1, Loki, Mysterio. The reasons: -1 scheme due to now hearing the villain's plans can thwart them easier. Crisis icon, since the hero can't thwart the main scheme until the villain shuts up. Hazard icon, since the hero will be hearing more schemes and plans than originally thought than would be happening. And hinder, since the scheme will move forward while the hero is stuck listening. I suggest 3 strength icons, since the hero will need to punch the villain to shut them up.
That's good. Too.
Shout
That's
out,
amazing.
Wow. I
Shout
know
out to
that.
fellow Canadian Mike.
Oh yeah.
And then, in your honor and in Denis' Mike, I will say his last line: "Keep the top quality podcast coming."
Perfect.
Yes.
That card's awesome. I hope
Bonjour,
we get that.
Denis. Merci bien pour votre email.
Whoa,
So 3 strength icons. Don't you think that's pandering a little too much to Hulk?
not at all.
Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
But
they're
he did ask
overpowered.
us what villain sets we'd put him in, and I was thinking like mostly the 5th villain in most of them. You know what I mean? Like you'd want them in Loki or Ronan or Red Skull, the big guys, but also Risky Business or Thanos, because those are the guys who
Well,
can
who are-
tell you their plans.
Who are the villains that like talk a lot? Because like this would never go in Nebula, for example.
No, not at all.
So like, who are like the smart assy chatterboxes?
Well, Red
The
Skull for
Lokis of
sure.
the world.
Red Skull, 100%.
Red Skull, Ronan, Thanos, Loki, right?
Loki,
Wouldn't
definitely.
Ronan though?
Ronin won't.
Ronan,
You
nah,
don't
he would
think
just hit you with a
I thought he
hammer.
would stand there and accuse you, so you would talk about.
Yeah, but that's
what
not
he's
really
doing. Okay.
monologue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No. His hammer does the monologuing.
yeah.
Okay.
He tells you
Okay.
what you did, and then he hits you with a hammer, and that's how it works.
All right. So then, out of the Galaxy's Most Wanted, then you'd have to do like the Collector, right? He would talk to you, I think.
He definitely would.
Yeah.
He would talk about how much he hates his brother too. So
Mm, yeah.
that would be his monologue: is how his collection is better than his brother's.
And then he would put the monologue in his collection.
Yeah, he'd record the monologue and put it in his collection.
No. Well, Denis, thank you so much for the email.
Thanks, Denis.
Great. And thanks for being a Patreon. Thanks for listening to the show. Next step is definitely getting on Discord. Get yourself there. Yeah, wonderful message. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'd like to comment to FFG because now we know they're listening. We need our commission because he went out and bought a bunch of packs after hearing us talk about them. So we need our cut.
That is only right.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, we rarely let just randos into the lair. What's Attercop doing here?
Oh yeah, Attercop is here to talk to us all about the lore for our very first X-Men Nemesis set. We're gonna start. We've started our Mutant Genesis campaign. We're gonna start into our X-Men stuff. So we're gonna look at the first Nemesis set, Juggernaut, which comes in the Mutant Genesis campaign box. 5 cards, 4 by title plus the obligation. But he has got to tell us all the lore about this big brute Juggernaut, or maybe he's not a brute, although it does say on his card. So
he seems to work out a bit.
Yeah, he's definitely a brute.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything, but he's definitely a brute. Yeah, so I'm really happy to be here. You know, jokes aside, I appreciate you guys reaching out. I love Colossus. Colossus is my favorite X-Man, and he has been since I was a kid. And Juggernaut is really, really cool. despite him being like sort of a one-dimensional character, right? He charges in a straight line. Um, he's been like a lot of his modern stuff is really interesting, like his relationship with some other characters. He was also a Thunderbolt, so that's what I'm doing here to answer your question. I love the T-Bolts, and we have a T-Bolt villain here, so here I am.
All right.
And it's very on theme for us to make somebody come in. They have their favorite hero, and then we don't let them talk about him. We have to talk about their nemesis. So I
Exactly.
like that too. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. But I like Juggernaut, so joke's on you. Reversal.
That's okay.
You're going to talk about his helmet, right?
I'm actually only going to talk about his helmet. It's just his helmet.
Disconcerting, but go ahead.
That's fine. I mean, I feel like maybe part of it is that Juggernaut is a legendary internet meme, and I won't get into that any further than that. And me also being a internet meme, I'm here talking about it. So, so it lines up in a lot of different dimensions. But we're gonna just focus on the one dimension.
Okay.
All right.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah, looped it all back in. Let's do the origin. All right, cool. So, Juggernaut is the type of villain that you would expect to emerge from his era. He popped up in very early X-Men in the 60s. And he shows up and he beats up a bunch of children. That's what he's always done.
Oh.
Yeah, so you guys are probably a big fan of that.
No. Jeez.
How old were these children?
Oh, they're like school age, the original X-Men.
Okay.
So he just ran through and started chucking them around, like whatever, right? That's what you'd
High
expect.
school kids?
Yeah, like high school kids. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
What was his plan?
His plan was to hit them. So if you guys don't know, Juggernaut or Kane Marco is the stepbrother of Professor Xavier. Yeah,
No.
yeah, they're related, and that's why the Juggernaut isn't a huge fan of the X-Men. Juggernaut got his powers by finding the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak during the Korean War, and similar to Mjolnir, it had its own little inscription that said something along the lines of, "Hey, if you find this gem and you read this out loud, you gain the powers of Cyttorak." And Cyttorak is a god of running through things or something. And
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and he was, he's blessed with super strength and sustenance and regeneration, all the things that you'd expect somebody that runs through walls should probably have kind of built into the package deal. And he just has to keep moving forward. So the necessity of him moving is pretty flexible. He can apparently lead a fairly normal life as a 6-ton Juggernaut. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much where he came from. He was a member of the Brotherhood because he liked fighting X-Men. He didn't like his stepbrother, Professor X, or I guess he probably calls him Charles. And since then, like in modern times, they've been using him a little bit more flexibly. Like he's still the type of guy that shows up and wrestles people. And they've done some kind of silly things with him. Back when Marvel and Malibu merged, they did some crazy stuff. There's also the universe where he has a son, J2, who is pretty grungy with the flannel around the waist.
J2.
Yeah. And then one of my favorite runs of Thunderbolts, he's involved. He's not in it for super long, maybe about a year. And then during Fear itself, he becomes another avatar of one of the hammers. So he's like an avatar. During that time, he wasn't the avatar of Cyttorak. Colossus was. And in the meantime, he got the hammer, so he became Kurth, or, Kurt. And him and Colossus threw down, and it was pretty cool because there was two Juggernauts fighting each other. That pretty much catches you up to where he is now. He's doing stuff with the X-Men currently, but he's not like a major player. But yeah, overall, he found a crystal during the Korean War, and now he runs into things professionally.
So he's not a mutant.
He's not a mutant, and that's been like a kind of a constant thing. I believe it's been retconned that he had some sort of like mutant latent ability to make him actually a mutant. But yeah, when he originally signed up for the Brotherhood of Mutants, which is in the name, he was like, well, I just don't like the X-Men. And Magneto's like, well, it's kind of loose to get into the program right now. So as long as you don't like the X-Men, you're in. And that's pretty much how it worked.
Huh. So he doesn't really have a motivation, I guess, other than dislike. Okay.
Well, I mean, isn't that number one for villains?
It's like,
I guess,
brotherly love here.
Yeah, just like profound jealousy for the heroes and like, being upset all the time. Yeah.
It's all the grudge.
Nothing like a good grudge.
what separates him from say Rhino Ettercop? How are they different aside from appearance and such?
I would say that the angle that separates them is that like mystical aspect,
Okay.
where Juggernaut has a connection to some sort of like extraplanar entity, which is Cyttorak. Rhino is a guy that dresses as a rhino.
How about Bulldozer? Doesn't he have like a magical helmet and he runs and smashes into stuff?
So that's a little bit different. Bulldozer has a enchanted helmet, which was a normal helmet that was enchanted by just magic. But again, Juggernaut has an actual connection as an avatar to a god. Bulldozer is just a guy who dresses like a bulldozer.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so this guy's the real deal.
It's a real deal. And we have the crimson bands of Cyttorak that Doctor Strange uses as an invocation. So there's a connection there.
Yeah, that's another one of the magical things that Cyttorak does. The crimson bands are obviously like restricting, but if you look in the art, they kind of look like the ones that Juggernaut's wearing.
So proof that Doctor Strange is a villain. Okay.
Doctor Strange, yeah, dubious at best.
Dubious. Okay.
Huh.
Pretty cool, right? Juggernaut's pretty cool.
All right. I always thought he was a mutant based. I mean, I think the X-Men movies make he's a mutant in those movies.
Yeah,
the original ones.
It's easier than the sidebar where they look at the viewer and they go, "Well, he's not actually a mutant, but for the purposes of this film."
Right. Here's a movie all about mutants except for this one guy.
Yeah. And it's Vinnie Jones anyway, so I think we just wanted to watch Vinnie Jones.
All right.
It really is a weird outfit.
It's a really weird outfit.
Like,
has it changed over the years? Because
not really. No. I think the bands were added to his arms from his original appearances. Yeah, pulling up his first appearance issue, he doesn't have the bands on his arms. But it's mostly the same thing. Yeah.
Huh.
And the helmet, where's he get the helmet from?
The helmet is just part of the deal. Like,
It's part of the deal.
It's just part of the deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like Spider-Man's mask.
Okay.
He takes on the form of Juggernaut, and I guess that's a bad example, but you get what I'm saying.
What'd you say his real name was?
Kane Marco.
Okay. Marco. There's another Marco out there, isn't there?
You might be thinking of Sandman.
Yeah. Yep.
Is it Flint Marco? Yeah, Flint Marco.
There you go. Flint Marco.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're related. That's a good question.
That's the Sandman's name is really Bill Baker, and he takes on the name Flint Marco as an alias for a little while or something like that.
Oh, now we're talking.
Yeah.
I like this. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I like in that one piece of art his really pronounced belly button on top of his what I would call very German swim trunks.
Yeah, that outfit really accentuates his belly button.
And his abs.
This might be someone getting away with Speedos better than anyone else in the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to tell him? No, like, he's going to run straight to your house.
What ridiculous panties you're wearing, Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Boom.
He's a major character in the 90s, really early Deadpool series. Actually, I think it's the first Deadpool solo series. There's a 4-part called the Circle Chase, and I don't remember what the main plot of it was. It's been a while since I've read it, but there's a really extended fight scene between Deadpool and Juggernaut. So the guy who can't die and the guy who can't slow down are just like running into each other through a factory that apparently makes, I don't know, ninja stars. And it ends with a scene like Terminator where Juggernaut falls into some liquid metal, and but then he comes busting out and they end up wrecking everything before Deadpool runs away. And that was really impactful to me as a kid. I was like, wow, he made it. Because I'd read early X-Men stuff where, he's a little goofy. And now I'm like, wow, this guy's something. He's full of ninja stars and covered in lava, and he's doing okay. He's gonna make it.
Definitely graduated to a new rank.
Yeah. And then all of it is about him and his best friend, Black Tom Cassidy. So that's cool. I think that's great. I think villains should have friends. When are you guys gonna get friends?
Wow. Hurtful. Wait, we talked about Black Tom Cassidy, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say we did get Black Tom Cassidy. So
what do they have in common that would make them friends?
I couldn't tell you.
They seem very different.
I genuinely have no idea like where their relationship started, and
Hmm.
and it's just as long as I've known, they've just been buddies,
Okay.
and they just get along. They're real like mice and men kind of thing.
I think they went to summer camp together one year. Kids, and that's
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they went to Junior Villain Academy together, and yeah, and then like
Juggernaut fell into some poison ivy, and Black Tom Cassidy was like, "No," and he made the ivy crawl away, and like,
yeah, and then Black Tom turns into a tree at one point, and Juggernaut cries.
uh,
Yeah, and I mean that's come on, right?
Well,
That's what we read. That's what we read comics for.
That is all I needed to hear to make me emotionally connect with Juggernaut.
That's it. That's all it took for me. He's crying over a tree stump.
I get it.
That's
Oh,
got
the
it.
tree stump.
Tree stump.
Oh, that's even worse. Jeez, it's like the giving. It's like the giving tree. Yeah.
It was like the Giving Tree. Yeah, it was like the Giving Tree at the end.
Did Juggernaut sit on it and cry?
No, because it was his friend, so he wasn't gonna like sit.
Well, the Giving Tree trunk was like that was his.
He weighs 6
friend's
tons.
hero.
Remember?
Right. Yeah. I don't know that would work out.
How big is this guy if he weighs 6 tons? Like, what's his height? I can't really get it in the art, like just how big he is.
Let me pull out my Marvel cards from the '90s. My Fleer Marvel cards that had stats on the back.
Okay. I mean, he looks definitely tall based on that one art.
6'10". He's 6'10".
Oh, you had those within arm's reach.
Right. I keep him in my wallet. He's 6'10", and he actually only weighs 900 pounds. So
Okay.
okay, because I was gonna say 6 tons. The plumbing in his house has to be something special, but 900 pounds, it's okay. Yeah,
right. Yeah. That's got code clearance. He can actually use the elevator still
right. By himself. But
by
still.
himself, of course. Yeah, naturally.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
If I were him, I would take the stairs, I think.
I'd probably take the stairs as well. Yeah. And
Well-
he dated She-Hulk for a bit. That's fun, right?
Oh.
He's a normal
Oh.
dude.
He did?
He's just like the rest of us. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, can he like take off his costume and be a person?
Yep.
Okay.
Be a gigantic human being. Yes.
Okay, so he's still just as big.
Yeah. He doesn't like un-Hulk. He doesn't un-Juggernaut himself. He dresses down.
So
That's
he can take the stone off of himself?
Last I remember, it was embedded in him. So when
Okay.
it was like when he lost it, it was a big deal.
Okay.
Sort of like a Iron Man's reactor thingy.
Sure.
But that may have changed. They've done quite a bit of work with the character.
Okay.
Okay, but he could take the costume off. So okay, cool.
Mhm.
Well, I also like that he's had a fight with Colossus. There's actually a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, do they interact often? I know they duke it out in like the Deadpool movie.
Mhm. I wouldn't say often, but in Fear itself, there's a really, really cool. I think it's like the whole issue is just them like fighting underwater. I want to say,
Well,
where Juggernaut is mad that Colossus is the Avatar of Cyttorak, and Colossus is angry because he is the Avatar of Cyttorak and is like using it to work out a lot of his own issues, and is just like off the rails. So they're at the bottom of the ocean, just like throwing haymakers at each other for like an entire issue. Really cool. As somebody who loves the Thing and Hulk, like this was 100% what I wanted out of a comic. Can they just beat each other up? Oh, good. They're just beating each other up for 30 pages. Excellent. They're really, really good. This is intellectually satisfying.
Well, speaking of intellectually satisfying, there's got to be some cards that go along with this guy.
Oh, there are.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you asked.
yeah. Just to recap, Mutant Genesis campaign box, 5 cards, 4 by title, plus the obligation, and we always have Mike read the obligation.
That's true.
Weird, hey? Weird.
Weird.
This is Homesick.
Oh.
This goes to the Peter Rasputin player. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose either exhaust Peter Rasputin to remove Homesick from the game, or discard this card and each tough status card from your identity. If you discarded no tough status cards this way, this card gains Surge. It has the usual 2 boost icons. So, I haven't played a lot of Colossus. I'm diving into each one. I'm giving these heroes, the full experience, the full get to know them before I move on to the next one. This wave is big with 8 of them. I just haven't gotten to Colossus yet. So, how bad is this?
Well, I think it's a pretty basic obligation, right? You have the regular choice flip and get rid of it. Or get rid of his toughs. His whole economy, his whole thing is built on toughs. So pulling off a tough or two toughs, because he can have multiple toughs, it's a rather big deal, I feel like. But flipping into alter ego, then flipping like in the villain phase, and then in the player phase, you flip back to hero, nets him tough tokens. So it's almost good for him. Does that seem fair to you guys who have? I know Brave, you played him a bunch, so
Yeah, I played him a lot at Con of Heroes, and I honestly I have a blast playing him. So you're absolutely right. I'd get the obligation and say sweet, and I'd flip to alter ego. Because of the tough token economy being so important for him. Like, you can plan out your whole turn, and then something happens where it's like, take 1 damage, or shocker as an example, drops, breaks your tough token, and now your hand is just trash. So the second one doesn't happen that often, because like I said, you just want to be able to flip, and that's good news.
So do you find that you can exhaust okay since he has tough status cards, or do you like to preserve your status cards and like defend in the villain phase? Basically, are you exhausted when this card comes out?
I think, I play him in protection, and I use a lot of like Indomitables and drastic defense, or no, what is it called? Desperate defense.
Desperate.
So I usually have options to ready. Maybe not Indomitable. That might be not the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Indomitable will do it.
Okay, yeah. So I will protect and then stand up. Usually I'm pretty ready for this, but I won't say that it doesn't happen.
Even if you are exhausted when this card comes up, you can still flip to alter ego form. You could then discard a tough status card if you had it, or it surges, and then on your next turn you just get to flip back into hero form, gain 2 toughs, and you're off to the races.
Well, he only gets the 1 when he flips, but
oh, okay. Does he only gain 1 when he flips to hero?
Yeah, he gains 1, but he can hold 2.
But he can hold 2, right? But still, it's like you can still lose it because you're just going to get it right back when you flip back. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's not as, I don't think it's as impactful as other ones we've seen before. So,
no, I would say not, especially given his mechanics.
Yeah, but I mean, how old's Colossus, you think, in this era?
Well, he's still like, yeah, you can see in the picture, Magic is in there, his sister, and she is clearly not Magic yet. So he is maybe like 17 or 18.
There we go. He's young adult here, where the obligations aren't as terrible for the youth. So.
Yeah, the kids, they get off easy.
He's an old-looking 17-year-old, but also explains why Juggernaut's his nemesis, since he likes to punch teenagers.
Yeah. He's an old-looking... Yeah, I mean, he grew up on a commune working in the farm, so I expected he had a little different childhood than the rest of us. I don't want to make any presumptions about you guys and your history with communes, but...
Those cheekbones. Good golly.
Sculpted. Absolutely sculpted.
Absolutely pronounced.
Yeah, that gets a big datovarish from me.
Well, let's talk about the man of the hour here.
Sure.
Go ahead, Addercop.
You know him, you love him. The 10-ton Juggernaut himself. He's just to get bigger as the episode goes on.
Okay.
He is of course, unique minion. He's got 1 scheme and 4 attack. He's got the brute and elite keywords, so that gives him some immunity from a lot of shenanigans. A firm 8 HP, stalwart, and toughness, so a little bit hard to slow down, you might say. Mm-hmm. He also has the boost effect. If this activation is an attack, that attack gains overkill and piercing, and along with that boost symbol, he's got 2 boost icons.
Wow.
Yeah.
So thematic home run.
It's perfect. The boost effect has caught me unaware more times than the minion has. Yeah.
But even like with Stalwart, that's perfect.
Yep. Can't slow him down.
I almost feel like he should have overkill as well, just himself.
I agree.
He's just going to run through the ally. Yeah.
I agree. How does Maria Hill just say, "Hey, Juggernaut, stop"? And he goes, "You know what? You're right."
Yeah, and as a nemesis to Colossus, if you were to defend with an ally and he has overkill, you're still going to hit one of your toughs, right? So yeah.
Right.
And Maria Hill can't stop him anymore anyway.
Oh, are we supposed to feel sad about that?
Yeah.
No,
What?
we're not supposed to, but other people might. Spoilers. Moving on.
I'm surprised he has a scheme.
Yeah, I guess he has an idea once in a while. Monkeys and typewriters, right?
So for attack, it's him and Laufey, right? Are the only.
Well, let's hold on to that thought because I have
Okay.
a pop quiz for us a little later. So
Oh man,
great.
I love pop quizzes.
yeah.
Great. I've already given my opponent the answer. Ugh.
Nice.
Yeah, he's significant.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah,
Like, he comes out like that's a thing you gotta. I mean, now most heroes have their annoying way of doing 8 damage, but that's their turn to do it.
And he has a tough though.
Yeah, but I mean that's the job of these minions, right? Is just to take the big hit.
Yeah.
So the villain is, buys the villain another turn. That's all they do. So Spider-Man wants to waste his swinging web kick on this. More power to him.
I really like that. I've never really thought about it that way. That the minions are there to buy a turn.
I think that, especially these big fellas, these nemesis and even guards. That's just all they do is waste time. They're
right.
They slow the pace for the villain because the villain can't catch up with us. With heroes, I shouldn't say us. With heroes, heroes ramp, villains don't. Right. So.
Right.
I don't know. Feels like some villains do ramp, but
more need to be able to do that.
Sure. To your point of heroes being able to knock out their own minion, going along with my original, or not my original point, but one of my earlier points about fear itself, Colossus has Made of Rage that lets him do 8 on the nose.
There you go.
And I really like that given their history.
Is it 8 with piercing or not?
It is not, no.
So Squirrel Girl still has to show up first.
Yeah. or Shadowcat has to open it up, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic.
Well, Daniel, speaking of villains ramping, let's talk about this one. It's a rampaging Juggernaut.
Yes.
Oh, he did it.
Ooh, the side scheme.
Nice work, Steve.
Thank you.
Really well done.
Juggernaut possesses the power of Sidorak, but it also drives him mad.
Mad, I tell you, mad!
It is a side scheme with 2 threat per player, and the when revealed, discard each tough status card from each friendly character. Oh. Place 2 threat here for each tough status card discarded this way. Has an amplify icon and 3 boost icons.
Ooh.
So this plays right against Colossus, right? It could pull off both his toughs and make this in a solo game, make this a 6th threat. So
wow.
Yeah, this is one of those it hurts your friends too.
Yes. Yeah, if you have like Doctor Strange over there handing out toughs to people, like boom boom boom, remove them all. Then you have this amplify icon for a while. So
is Colossus really good?
Can you reframe that question?
Well, like, is he like a super kind of almost overpowered hero in this game? Because I find like this Nemesis set is awesome, and usually that accompanies like kind of overly strong.
Well, he's got tough. So
yeah,
but like this side scheme is bonkers. Like in a 4-player game,
it's brutal.
Like this could have like 22 threat on it, depending on how things have gone. Like, what happens when this comes out right after Doctor Strange has thrown 3 toughs on us? Like, awesome.
Yeah. As the Colossus player, if something like this happens, I will look at the Phoenix and Cyclops players and shrug, and hope that they can do something about it. Because I'm not built for that. So let me know when you need something blocked.
He's not a thwarter, right?
Certainly not. No.
So, but I mean, it's such a good Nemesis set. It makes me think like there's something super powerful about Cyclops. I played across the table from him once. That's it. So I don't know him very well as a hero.
I'd love to play him with you at some point.
That'd be great.
I do love the amplify icon on this. It's just
again
kind of a theme home run.
Yeah.
Really good.
That is the icon I almost 100% forget exists.
Me too. Yeah.
So really, it doesn't affect the game very much at all.
Yeah. Me too.
It'd be like a turn where I realize I think I should have been hit for about 18 more damage than this.
I should be dead twice. All right.
This is actually asterisk. Yeah. I don't know why. I never miss crisis or hazard icons. This one, it's invisible.
Just forget it. Honestly, it's not worth it.
Well, let's see if this set holds up, Daniel. What's the next one?
Sure. His treachery is called Slammed. When revealed, you are stunned. That's simple. I like that. If you are already stunned, take 2 damage. It has 2 boost icons and a special boost, and that special boost is reveal this card. Wow, that's mean.
Yeah.
Don't you know who I am? Wow.
Yeah. You are stunned is always mean.
Yep.
Especially if you're Colossus. That's that's how you fight back.
It's so straightforward. Slammed. You flip it. What happens? Oh, it appears that I've been slammed. Great.
And I like that he can slam your alter ego.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
He doesn't care.
Yep. As a side note, that take 2 damage is like it hurts, but in Colossus, it's get rid of a tough card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, and that's art from Thunderbolts, where he's punching out Hyperion when he goes a little bit rogue. Pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I like any card that kind of dings you when you think you're safe in alter ego.
No, you don't. You don't mean that.
I mean that.
I love it.
What
Love
about,
it.
Okay.
like, even like I can see you?
He's
like that.
He's scheming.
Yeah.
He's scheming, whatever. It's not gonna be a big deal. Oh. Reveal this card.
Stunned and he's
So it's 2 boost icons, and I'm stunned as Peter Parker. Great.
It turns the flipping to alter ego into a game of chicken.
Yeah. Now again, it's sad that you got to draw a shadow of the past. It all has to work out. You're going to see this guy once every 4 games, right? Isn't that the stat? Maybe. So
Not just
like that.
shuffle this into every encounter.
Yeah, why not just throw it in there?
Well-
Live on the edge.
there you go. There is that.
Yeah.
That's what heroic mode should be in this game. It's like everybody just shuffles their nemesis into the encounter set.
I'm into that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to start playing that.
I mean, yeah, why not? A whole extra card or whatever.
Yeah, forget it. No, just give me all the bad cards. Just stack them up.
Yeah. Throw them in.
I want 16 of the hardest cards in the game. Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, there's one more at our cap. Why don't you give it to us?
That's good. I'm glad you gave this one to me. So Unstoppable is an attachment that gives +2 attack and has a nice little asterisk on it, which means there's more trouble than you expect. Attached to the enemy with the highest printed attack without a copy of Unstoppable attached, otherwise against Surge. Sure, pretty standard. Force Interrupt. When attached to enemy attacks, the attack gains Overkill and Piercing. At the end of this attack, discard Unstoppable. So not crazy, not anything we haven't seen before. It's just like Rhino's charge.
Yeah.
Overkill and Piercing. There it is. Read them and weep.
There are 2 of these, so that's why it says without a copy already.
Yes.
It's 2 boost icons. So this set has a nice set of boost icons. 3s, a 3, 2, 2. A couple of them have specials. I think this has got a nice set of
Wow.
boost icons.
That's
This
really
set is
good.
bonkers. That's why I'm asking him, like, how good is Colossus? He must be unstoppable.
Well, what do you know?
In this game, because golly.
Well, I wouldn't call him unstoppable, but tough tokens are pretty good for stopping damage. So for the guy that deals a lot of it, it's not
Yeah.
bad.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
the one thing I want to note here is that we so often say, "Oh man, there's this cool attachment," but it whiffs because the minion isn't in play at the same time. I'm okay with this going on the villain.
Yeah.
+2 attack, overkill, piercing, and the villain will attack. They will
Right.
attack.
Yeah.
So let's do the pop quiz right now because this
Okay.
this is what I want to talk about. Attached to the enemy with the highest printed ATK. Okay, without a copy.
Alfie.
All right, now wait. Juggernaut has a 4.
Uh-huh.
What other minions and villains have a 4 or higher ATK stat? We'll just go around the table. You name one till you can't name one. Daniel, you
I
first.
started. Laufey.
Yeah, Laufey. Okay. Mike?
Well, I do know one because I was mathing out why you don't want to progress in Hela's scenario to the very end. Eggnog.
Correct, eggnog. And I have it written down as eggnog, so it's ding ding double points.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Addercop, 4 or more.
Isn't Rhino 3 at 4 attack?
Correct. Rhino 3 is at 4 attack. Daniel, you got another one?
I would hope the T-Rex has 4.
No, the T-Rex is
Oh.
not at 4.
What?
No, it's only like a 3 piercing or something like that.
All right.
So.
I'm out.
All right.
God, I know.
So if you know one, just shout it. Just ring in, and we'll call on you. There are no more minions that have a 4 or greater.
Thanos 3.
Thanos 3, correct.
Yeah.
Ronin 3. Yeah.
Ronin 3. Yep.
Oh, I'm thinking of all these villains that ramp up to 4, but they don't actually have 4 on their card.
There are 5 villains left.
Whoa.
5 villains?
6 villains left. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
No cheating. You can't look stuff up either.
Yeah, who are the goons in
Wait
this
a
game?
minute. There isn't a Loki that has it, is there?
There is not a Loki that has it.
Is it? It's not Magneto, right?
Nope. Not him
No.
either.
Magneto's 3.
There's one in the core set.
Besides the one I got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it Ultron 3?
Ultron 3. Yeah.
Ultron
He's
3 is... Oh, wow. I've never played Ultron 3.
Yeah, so the core set, they gave us 2 villains right off the bat with
Wow.
4 attack. Like, they were pulling any punches at the beginning.
Green Goblin 3.
Yep, Green Goblin 3. Correct.
Oh, good one. Good call.
1, 2, 3, 4 left.
4 left.
There's
And
one. There's a villain in the Mutant Genesis box you haven't named. Oh, I guess there's 2. There's 2 in the Mutant Genesis
Is
box.
Sabretooth one of them? Sabretooth 3?
No, it's not Sabretooth.
Okay. Oh, doesn't Absorbing Man get 4?
Nope. It's not him.
Oh, he does stink. All right, cool.
Yeah.
In Mutant Genesis?
Yeah.
Like the only ones we haven't mentioned yet are... Oh, wait. We haven't mentioned the... No, it wouldn't be one of those stupid Brotherhood guys.
Or would it?
Would it be from
Who's
the
in there?
Mansion Attack stuff?
Yeah.
Like Avalanche?
There's one of them on the B side who has a
Toad
4.
B-side.
No, it's got to be Avalanche.
Avalanche B side.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just tell you the rest, or do you think you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
guess them? All right, Master Mold 3.
No way.
No. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay.
Green Goblin level 2 is a 4 attack.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
2 and 3 both are.
thanks
that
for
high.
the heads up. We're playing that this weekend. So
Okay,
cool.
and the there's one left. Kang, the Scarlet Centurion version.
Oh, how did I forget Kang? That
Yeah.
stinks. All right.
Yeah, really. Come on, man.
I'm out of
But
here.
only the Scarlet Centurion. So that's not a ton of them. So there's a good chance the Juggernaut does get the card if he's out as well.
Mhm.
So
Yikes.
yeah,
Any of them can have the card, too.
right. I mean, it could go on anyone who happens to be out, right? So
Oh, jeez. Unstoppable Green Goblin with 4 on level 2. Like,
Yeah. With instant bombs on them? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'm dead.
And against Claw level 1, it could go on a weapons runner.
right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because he's a 0. Oh my god.
That's awesome. He's all pumped up. He's ready to stop you, and then you hit him with some indirect damage and kill him.
Yeah. Hawkeye shoots an arrow at him.
Yeah.
I like how you come up with the most disappointing person to get
Yeah.
unstoppable on, the weapons
Yeah.
runner. You can't stop him. He's running.
Phew.
Man, he really is running.
Yeah.
This is a great set. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this one's really cool.
Let's give it a rating.
It's A+. I don't know how it could be anything else. I don't want to play with Colossus at the table anymore, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, this gets an A+. Just, yeah, perfect mix of theme and mechanics.
Addercop?
I'm super happy with it. It's got everything that I want. I would also give it an A+ or a perfect this yet.
Okay.
Nice. Oh, does it get dinged because of homesick?
No, why would it get dinged because of homesick?
No,
But
Homesick
that's not
is-
part of. That's not,
not part of the Nemesis
Okay.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Oh my
Sounds
goodness.
good,
Well,
guys.
I do like that the Nemesis, like the homesick, is not that bad because this is. Oh yeah, and any set that really hoses the table is even better. Like I get it thematically works solo against Colossus, but it just hurts everybody.
It's pretty brutal, especially considering that he can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
He can thwart 2 on a good day. Like, that's it.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Addercop, for all the info and for bringing the set to the lair.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I always like coming here, I guess, when I'm here, because I've been here multiple times, I suppose. But who knows?
Have you been here though?
Who knows? Really? Who knows?
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, the wallpaper knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Folks might know you from some little show you do. Do you need to plug that to get the word
Yeah.
out? We want
Yeah.
people to be able to
We're trying to
find
get it off the ground, kind of. It's this little like side project. We do Marvel. We know what I already forgot the name of it. Marvel Champions Monthly, and it comes out mostly monthly. And so MCMMM wasn't really working, so we're going to call it that, and we're going to kind of go forward with that one. But yeah, if you could share it with your friends and your mom and stuff, have your mom email us. That'd be cool.
Well, moms listen to our show, not other shows. That's our thing. So
That is
we can share it with our dads, though.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, that works
Okay.
out. We just want people to listen. I hope we can get it off the ground one day.
Well, Mike, if people want to get a hold of us,
Yeah. Folks, what are your thoughts on the 15-pound Juggernaut? You can email us at criticalencounterspod@gmail.com. We are Critical Encounters on Facebook. You can find our YouTube channel or our Patreon by searching for Critical Encounters Podcast. And on Discord, we are Vardane, Big Foam Loaf, and Wandering Took. Oh, and yeah, Adder Cop's here too. If you like our show, tell your friends. If you don't like our show, tell your enemies. Juggernaut, take us out.
Nothing can stop the Juggernaut.
nice. That's great.
I bet you weren't expecting that.
I wasn't.
I was when you said that it's from the thing.
Yes. That's burned into my brain. That's the only way I can read that text.
That's so awesome. That's really what he sounded like?
That's 100% what he's like. He sounded like that. Wendigo jumped at you like a Pokemon and said, Wendigo! Like, that's the way they sounded.
Giving it a full words.
Yes. Yes. Well and truly.